glass bottom boat tour where we get to go over some shipwrecks. We're really excited to go see what that's all about, right, Jude? Should be fun. Jude's funny when he puts on his coat. How you doing, Jude?
This coat. Dude, all you might need to do is cool down.
You might need a new one, honey. It's too tight on you.
Mom, do you know that I love being on any kind of boat, even if it's on a Great Lake or the ocean?
Yeah, you love boats.
Yeah.
And trains.
And everything in the world that you can get onto.
Yeah, this is a really cool boat though. It has a glass bottom.
Yeah. This is one of the cooler boats that I've been on.
Yeah, for sure.
Here comes the stern right there. Looks like you can reach out and touch it. That's 6 feet. Going across the stern deck, you're going to see a small hatch down here. A primitive ladder went down to the bottom of the vessel. Halfway down the ladder, you could enter the cabin area. Cabin area is going to be the next huge opening we're going to be going over. It's about 20 by 20. You'll be able to see large beams down there in the dark water. Cabin floor rested right on those beams, recessed into the hull of this ship by about 4 feet. Piece of broken side rail lays across the back portion of the ship. It's a 55-foot piece that was broken off by divers back in the 60s. Prior to 1980, divers would tie off right through this shipwreck. On a windy day, there were 4 dive boats tied off to it. Snap the side rail, rip the stern rail off with it. After the rear cargo hatch, this is one of the loading areas for the vessel. The local farmers would show up at the docks when these ships pulled in. They were always trying to make a few extra bucks to help feed the wife and kids. They used shovels, buckets, and wheelbarrows to load these vessels. Spent the better part of a week doing that, 4 to 5 days. Their compensation, $1 a day is what they were paid, $1 a day. You might see some gravel-like substance on the deck of the ship that's actually on both sides. That's remains of the salvage operation. Once we get out the East Channel, we'll show you some bigger chunks of iron ore, a separate shipwreck, the M.M. Drake. It's been down there 149 years. It's going to be down there for thousands of years. And I'll explain a little bit more about that as we get farther into our trip. Huge beam sticking up off the deck is a tow post. Normal trip, tie lines around that, run them to shore, hook to a team of horses or oxen. That team pulls this ship through the canal system to get around Niagara Falls, about a 30-mile trip. Broken side rail on both sides, believed to have been done by the salvage company when they towed the ship over here. Then you have the bow of the ship.
shoreline. Now the caves that you see above the water are about as big under the water. They don't go back very far, or they're not very deep underneath the water. Some of them are actually big enough you can bring a boat or a small boat inside. This one off to the left of us.
That's cool, Jonah.
Yeah.
It's like a little cave fort.
Yeah, it is.
Dibs. You call dibs.
Whenever I get a boat, Mom, I'm gonna live here and I'm gonna on that island. I'm gonna sail on there.
You're gonna go there?
Yeah, every time I go out on the water, I'm gonna sail in there.
That's cool.
Yeah,
That's cool.
and I'm gonna have glass on the bottom.
You're
so
gonna
I
be
can
very
swim.
adventurous when you get old. You're
Yeah,
adventurous now.
yeah, I am.
There's the outer ring of the bathtub right there, center viewing well. And then right next to it, the captain's commode. Everybody on this side see it? Then a 10-foot piece of smokestack. He was out this way diving in about 25 feet of water when he came across 2 tree stumps still rooted to the bottom of Lake Superior. And now we're going to turn and go for a ride out on the rock reef. And if it doesn't bother you, look down, keep watching. We get on top of that rock reef, we're going to be in 8 to 10 feet of water. Now we are on top of the rock reef. We're in 8 to 10 feet of water here. Watch when we come off the back end. It's going to drop off drastically. It goes from 8 to 10 down to 25 to 35 in an instant. 8 to 10 right here. Check this out now. 25 to 35 right there. That's a jagged edge. That's what the Hettler ran into. Can you imagine steaming towards Munising Bay, blinding blizzard, zero visibility, and running into something like that? When the Hettler hit the reef, the bow shot right up out of the water by 3 feet. Can you imagine what the captain had to say? Right there is where the 485 horsepower steam engine was mounted. Now, Captain, all 16 crew members were rescued. The Hettler and her cargo, not so fortunate. 1,100 tons of table salt dissolved right here in Lake Superior. We'll carry 1 million board feet of lumber on our upper deck. Cabin area starts right there. A couple of portholes near the back end, about 12 inches in diameter, similar to that bilge pump hole on the Bermuda. Rub rail comes back into view. A little bit farther here, you're going to see an oval ring right above it. That's a hawseye ring, and dock lines would come out the hawseye rings. Any of you spot any white cable as we go, you might wonder about that. Well, this is a popular dive site also, and it's a debris field scattered over a half a mile. That white cable is a roadmap for divers, connecting different points of interest. High-grade iron ore was worth $13,500 at the time the ship went down. Cargo was worth more than the vessel. Large beams down there in the dark water supported the floor of the cabin. Cabin recessed into the hull by about 4 feet.
Mary, does it have a red tail? Yeah, it is. Mary, does it have a red tail?
There's a native in her wild environment with snacks. What do you think? Come back up. What was it? Oh, I see it. What is it, Dee? Yes, it's a red tail. Finally. Did she see it if she didn't write it in her books? No. Write it in your journal. What time is it? What time is it? I'm not sure. What state? We are in Michigan. It's been 2 months.
No, we've been here for a week. We don't know where we're at.
I never know where we're at.
You'll see round spots, and that's bullet holes that they had to weld. This was for target practice back in the 1950s from the mainland.
Fun, Jonah? Yeah, what was your favorite part so far?
Seeing the shipwreck.
Seeing the shipwreck was really cool. Yeah. It looked like you could reach out and touch it. And it was really far down. It was like 6 feet down in the water, but it was clear so you could see it.
Yeah. People already dived down in there
Yeah.
to go.
Yeah. The water is beautiful here too. I like all the caves. Do you like all the caves?
Yeah, and I'm wondering if you can go down there and touch it
If you're a diver, you can.
Did you learn anything?
Yes.
What did you learn? Even the captain of a ship was a gentleman and he put the toilet seat down.
Was that
Yeah.
your favorite part? The toilet?
Was there anything else that was cool? What?
The shipwrecks.
Yeah, which one?
Both of them.
Both of them were cool? I think the first one was better because it was like a ship that just went down. The second one, they made it explode so that it would go under the water more. It was hard to tell what it was.
Yeah.
Did you see the big anchor? That was big. Yeah.
It was huge.
I like
was.
the anchors. That was really cool. It looked heavy. Our next stop was supposed to be St. Ignace, but we are having to reroute. It's for a really good reason, and we'll share why in our next video when we make a big announcement.